Hey man, say man, I'm about to hit y'all with a tutorial video, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make a poster picture. And let's go ahead and get right into it. For the software, I'm going to go ahead and use Gimp. So the first thing you want to go ahead and start in, we're going to go ahead and file new. You want to get your file image size out of the way. You want to make sure that this is straight at this point of the moment. The poster I printed out was a 24 by 36, so I went ahead and went to inches and then put 24 by 36 inches in, and that's going to make the same size as my poster, so that way it fits right into the picture. We're going to go into advanced, and you want to make your resolution really high. A good resolution is actually 300, so if you set this over to 300, it's going to have some good quality image, but because that's going to be a really huge file, it's also going to mess up with the system, and it's going to be a lot of time consuming and GPU consuming. So we're going to go ahead and make this lower because I'm not printing this one out, and I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And now it's going to give me my white sheet of paper. This is basically a poster board right now or work area, for example. We're going to start with the background. You could upload your background. I went to this one site where they have free high quality images. You want to make sure you have a high quality image, and once you have one and you choose what you want, I'm going to go ahead and hit Control C, and then go over here and hit Control V, and now our background is over here, and I'm going to go ahead and use the Unified Transform tool, make this into a layer first, and now use the Unified Transform tool. And instead of transforming, actually, we're going to go ahead and scale it. Since we already know the size of our image, we're going to go to the scaling tool, and you're just going to go ahead and write it in. Since this is 24, I'm going to go ahead and make it 25, make it a little bit larger than our image, and then make this 37. And we're going to hit scale. It's going to scale it up, and we're going to go ahead and move this over, and you can see that it's a little bit bigger than our image, and that's exactly what we're going for. You could go ahead and just fit it into where you want everything to snap in, and you could go ahead and just hit scale again. We're going to cut it out, and now you have your image into the original background. At this point, you could go ahead and just hit do a little color correction. Alright, so once you're done with your color grading, you're going to go ahead and input your subject. So if you have a character and he has a background, which this original image, if I could pull that up real quick, this is the original image what we started out with. You can tell that there's a background and everything, just like a normal picture. I don't like doing things that I don't like to do, that I don't need to do. This is one website that I went to. I'm gonna go ahead and put the description in the bottom, I'm gonna put the link in the description below, and you can go on that website, and you can basically upload your image, and it's going to automatically scan out the background and take it out, and you'll actually also have good margins. As you can tell here, this is better than I would have done it. I couldn't have done no better. I honestly couldn't. So otherwise, you could just go ahead and use your masking tool. If you go to right here, and you could just draw around your object like that. If you want to do the click, hold, and if you want to do that, you can also do that. But I honestly prefer not to. I'm gonna go ahead and Control C on this layer, and I'm going to take it to our background layer and hit Control V. And now we have this. We're gonna go ahead and hit the green button, and it's going to be a layer now. And you could go ahead and now also scale it, Unified Transform it so that it's the right size for this image. Basically put it wherever you find it fit. But you want to go ahead and leave some headspace up here, or for anything that you might need. So we're going to go ahead and turn that off because we're not quite into that part yet. We're going to actually need to use this sun image, and you could get a PNG of the sun off of Google. It'll already be cut out for you. Control C. You just got to Google you gotta Google a PNG file and make sure you download it as one, so that way it does that. So we're gonna go ahead and transform this layer 2. We moved it up a little bit, and now that we can see this, what you want is to get this line over all the entire image. So basically just like that, except you're gonna keep moving it up because you don't actually want the sun inside the picture because that doesn't look visually pleasing. So okay, so once you have this over the entire image, you're going to transform. You're going to let it do this thing real quick, and now you have this image over here. This actually looks pretty nice, but we're going to go ahead and blend it in so that way we have a nice blend method. You can go ahead and go over all of these and see what appeals to you best. If you like this type of look right here, this is actually is pretty nice. I can use it myself, but you could go around and basically see what you have an eye for. And once you found that, you could go ahead and also lower the opacity because it looks a bit too bright if you ask me. So once you got everything and you really feeling it, I'm gonna go ahead and lower this lower subject. You can turn your subject light back on, and now we have to do the harder part of matching the color of our subject to the background, because it doesn't look right now. It's like I'm teal, well, I'm like dried out colors, and then this is warm in the background. It just doesn't make sense, you know, so we want to make it make sense, right? In order to do this, you're going to go to your subject, make sure you click on your subject, and now you're just going to go ahead and play with the colors. Okay, so if you ask me, at this point, I feel like we're definitely sitting in there. We look like we're blended in with the image. You could go ahead and do one more thing. You could go to scaling, and you could not scaling. You could go to Unify Transform. Click on our subject, and you could. What I like to do is I like to use the panning option to find a way to make the image look like it's just not sitting on here. It looks like it actually is. Was taken over here in some sort of way. And even though people aren't dumb, that it wasn't really taken over here, it's just, I feel like it gives it a better feeling to it, and that looks good with me right there. That sits right with me. So I'm gonna just go ahead and lower it a little bit back over here, and there we go. That sits with me. So the next thing we're gonna want to do is we're gonna add some more light because it looks pretty dry, and even though we see there's a sun, we put a sun over here, we gotta make it show that there is light in here. And this is one of my favorite tools over here. We're gonna go to filter, and you're gonna go to light and shadow. You're gonna go to lighting effects, and it's gonna pull this window up. And now you see this little blue dot. If you see this blue dot every time I move it, there's a lighting effect that follows over it. I don't know why I'm pointing, but you're gonna want to put the blue dot exactly where the sun angle is at, so that way it's coming down onto you. You can move it in close, you can move it in away. I think to bringing it too close makes it too bright in the wrong type of way. You could then go to light, and you could change the intensity. You could lower the intensity. I think that was too high. And you just use the panel to find your perfect match. So once you're done, you're going to go ahead and hit OK. It's going to go ahead and load right across. We're going to wait for this little corner part to finish. So and you see our little lighting effect has taken place. Last part you want to do is, I can still see that there's the light effect that has been taking place, but it's not like it's like a white light. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for more of a color light. So we're gonna go back to color, and we're gonna go to color temperature, and you're gonna go ahead and make it more teal, so that way the light is well, not too warm. Basically just matching the color again. So you go ahead and match the color to where you prefer it. I'm gonna go ahead and after that you have our basic image so far. The next thing we're going to add in is going to be the smoke and the shadow. You're going to go ahead and come here, you find your own smoke PNG or whatever PNG you're using, you're going to Control C, you're going to come back to the poster, and you're going to hit Control V, and that's going to bring that in here. You're going to go ahead and make it into a layer. You're going to click it with our transform tool. We're going to move it down, and we're going to go ahead and scale it up. We're going to hit transform, and we're going to at this point duplicate it enough to get that nice level of it. And once we do get that, we're going to go ahead and merge it into one layer, and then we're going to duplicate that layer as well 2 times. And now you're going to go ahead and transform it. Alright, so at this point we basically have the smoke in there. What we're going to do is make them all into one layer, merge them all together, and now you're going to get the sun again. You're going to Control C, you're going to come back to your image, and you're going to Control V. And you have your sun layer, you're going to go ahead and make it into a layer, and repetitively you're just going to transform it. Now you want to bring it to the bottom of the image. And at this spot right about here, hit transform, and you're going to go ahead and blend this in so that it looks nice. Whatever. Actually, I think white tone looks pretty good. We're going to go ahead and go to your colors. We're going to change the colors a little bit so you could go ahead and color correct this to that however you want. So you go ahead and play around with it. Once you find out what you're looking for, you could go ahead and merge those down together, and you merge everything down together now. And you have one image. At this one image spot, you could go ahead and come back again and go into colors and just change a few things that you want to change around. So finally, at this point, we're going to go ahead and add our text, and if you can see on our beginning image, the text has this little invisible thing going on that I really like, so we're going to go ahead and do that as well. So we're going to come here, we're going to go ahead and look for a font. I like to do something that's bold. It doesn't really matter what it is, but you go ahead and find whatever you like. We're going to write in focus. You could go ahead and change the location of it, Command Z. Make sure you're grabbing the text. Focused. Alright, so we got our text in here. The first thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and hit right click on the text. We're going to alpha to selection, go to the background, Control C, go back to the text and hit Control V. We have this little invisible thing already started. You can see that it's highlighted still though. So we're going to go ahead and hit anchor. Now this is over here. You're going to add a new layer. Make sure this new layer is transparent. You don't want nothing else. And you're going to hit OK. We have the new layer over here. We're going to go back to this layer and hit alpha to selection so that way we can get the highlight back in. And now we have this on this new layer. We're going to go to this bucket. We're going to hit FG color fill. Make sure that this is black. If it started off white for you, make sure you bring it down to black, right? You're going to hit OK. And now you're going to want to fill this in. You fill this part in, and at this point, oh, I almost forgot. You could go to select, grow, and you want to grow this by, you want to make sure you go to pixels. It's very important to go to pixels, but you want to grow it by 8. And at that point, you see that it just got bigger. Now you could go ahead and hit select, all, and now you're going to go ahead and go to filters, blur, Gaussian blur, and you want to go to about 20 pixels. It looks good at 20, it could get at a little bit less than 20, and basically you just want to add that blur in there. and wherever you think you're comfortable with or you think it looks good, it is going to look good. The next step is now to go back to our focus layer, and we're going to add this on top. If you move this to the top, now you see that this is it has a little background blur to it. We're going to go ahead and alpha to selection on here. You see alpha to selection, and then you're going to go to filters, you're going to go to decor, you're going to add bevel, and you could change the level of bevel you want. You could add a 8 maybe or less. If yours started off like this, mine started off as work on copy. You want to make sure none of these are selected, and you can hit OK and just let it do its thing. Once it does this thing pretty quick, at this point you want to go to your moving tool, and you just want to go ahead and move this over. You could move it wherever you want. Generally, no one's going to stop you, but I think the best movement combination is going to be going to the left and up at the same time. So, and once you see where you like it, you can go ahead and select that and go ahead and merge your text in, and boom, boom. And now, again, all you have to do is do some finishing touches to your images by color correcting it, changing the exposure levels if you need to. You can change the exposure levels if you need to. Do whatever you need to do to make this image look completed in your eyes. That being said, now you have your completed image. You see right here, and this image will be ready for you to export. This was the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Like, comment, and subscribe. Come watch for the next tutorials that I have in the future. We're gonna have a lot more video editing stuff next time because like I said, I do not really do picture editing, but this kind of was pretty nice, and I did this for you guys. So go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and I see you guys in the next video. Signing out.